Good morning, you guys. I'm looking a little crusty this morning, but that's besides the point. Just wanted to come up here and talk to you guys for a little minute. I am going to go get a coffee and an apple fritter, so I decided to take you guys with me. Oh shoot! I'm about to get hit. But yeah, I'm just on my way to McDonald's to get me something. Is that a statement? No. Get me a coffee to go with my black and mild. But I just want to get on here and talk to you guys about a couple of things. So, as you know, right now I'm currently going through my depression and my anxiety. Last time I talked, I told you I got up to do my hair or whatever. Actually did my lashes the other day. I just took them off last night because they needed to be redone. So today they will get redone. But I just want to chat a little while with you guys, give you a little education. First and foremost, what you need to understand is, for those who don't understand, that anytime anyone is going through a mental illness, anytime someone is going through a mental illness, it should never, ever, ever, ever be categorized as attention. Like, no one wants to have an episode for attention. We don't go through the things that we go through for attention. It's real. It's real. The pain is real. The hurt is real. The no sleep, always tired, the no motivation is real. These things really exist. And then you have those who are high functioning, the ones that are always happy, always laughing or playing around and smiling. You never know what anybody's going through in the world, and it's so sad that no one is trying to understand. Let me see if I can prop my phone up again. I really need to get a phone holder for my car so that it can hold my phone, or else it's just gonna keep doing that. I need to see if I can find something to put behind it. But hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, I found something. Let's see if this is gonna work for a little while. But as I was stating, for instance, I am one of those. I'm tired as hell right now, to be completely honest. I am exhausted. I don't sleep at night. Sometimes I'll look out and I'll go to sleep at a decent time. At this point, 3 a.m. is a decent time for me. But I don't sleep at night. And then here lately, once I'm up. Like this morning, I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I didn't have to be up this morning, but I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I know once I open my eyes, that's it. There's no more sleep for me. And then I'm gonna have a hard time going to sleep tonight, which that's every night at this point. I've been having a ton of nightmares. They are hitting me back to back. I can wake up out of a nightmare, go back to sleep, and then I'm back into another nightmare. But I'm trying to find the motivation to do something, get something started, stop making excuses. But sometimes the motivation is not there. Right now there's something new that's happening with my body. I'm not understanding what's going on with that. I myself am gonna have to do more research for that, because mental illnesses are a constant learning experience. It is something that you have to constantly research, because there are so many. I know I don't have on the seatbelt, but you didn't have to wait this late to warn me. Anyways, there are so many different forms of mental health, mental illnesses. People experience different things. Say, for instance, my anxiety, I may not experience anxiety like other people experience anxiety. Like, for instance, I know some people may, when they're having an anxiety attack, they may feel pain. With my anxiety, I don't feel pain. My heart rate, it skips a beat and speeds up at the same time. And I'm not quite sure how much sense that makes, but that's how that works. My breathing changes, my chest gets really tight. I guess you can say that I'm borderline going into a panic attack as well. So I have to stop. Like, and anxiety will hit me whenever. It does not matter what's going on. I could be asleep and I wake up in an anxiety attack. Depression, that has basically been nonstop lately. I'm trying to get over it. Man, come on. But yeah, but I've been very depressed and very anxious lately. And normally when I get very depressed and very anxious, my sex drive goes way down. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be touched. I don't want any of that. But lately, it's weird because my sex drive has been through the roof. And it sucks because I'm not sexually active at all. I'm not doing those things right now. So I'm just stuck dealing. But the thing of it is, feeling all of these things and feeling my body tense up, and it's really extreme. Like, I can't even explain it. It's so extreme that it gets to the point of being so bad that it makes me feel sick. I feel so sick. Just last night, for example, I just went through it last night. I felt so sick because I was really aroused, and it just came out of nowhere. And it's very weird because, like I said, normally when I'm going through my depression and my anxiety, it's my sex drive is just basically non-existent. And so I guess I want to ask you guys, I want to, has anybody who has a mental illness or has multiple mental illnesses or struggle with mental health, like, what does your sex drive look like? Does it change? Does it increase? Does it decrease? Does it kind of like plateau out? What is it? All information is welcome. Mental illnesses I've been dealing with them since I was a teenager, and it's still a learning experience for me. So this is why it's very important for anyone who's uneducated in mental health to get educated in it, because it's a very serious topic and it's a constant learning experience. It's a constant learning process because it's always changing. Something is being added. Like I said, no one feels the same exact thing. So for instance, I'll have my days where I'm real high, I'm really high, really high, and I'm depressed as hell. But my mood is just, I'm real happy out of nowhere. And then that real happy will turn into darkness. Like that. So it takes nothing. It takes nothing for my moods and my emotions to switch. So I'll wake up in the mornings and I'll be like, I'm gonna get this done today, I'm gonna get that done today, and less than 2 minutes later, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow. And then eventually it doesn't happen because the motivation that I had has depleted. And it happens. We go through it. It's good to research mental health. It's good to read up on things. But in my personal opinion, I feel as though being more hands-on is a better learning experience. But dealing with someone who suffers through mental health is a job in itself. And it's something that the person that's trying to process what the other person who is suffering through their mental illness or mental health has to realize that they have to mentally be strong themselves already, or you're not going to be able to be there for someone who's broken. And I hate using that word, but it's just what it is. Brokenness. We're broken. Right now I feel very broken. Very, very broken. And I think I told you guys in a previous video that my ex and I, we do still live together. Reasons that I'll explain in another video. But we do still live together. We also still sleep in the same bed. We, however, have not had any type of intimacy except for last night. You know, she wanted to cuddle, I guess, last night out of nowhere. But it's just like she has all this shit going on and secrecy and shady stuff. And I already have all this extra going on in my head. Like, I really... just have a lot going on. It's like extra stuff that's hard to deal with, because where you were very affectionate last night, there is no telling what'll happen today. There's no telling what'll happen tomorrow. So if I stayed guarded through it all, because if I let my guard down, I know that's just room for me to be re-hurt and reliving pain, and I don't want to relive that pain. Like, at this point, I'm really just trying to make myself be numb to it all. Like, I can tell you that I don't feel any type of way about what's going on between me and her, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure you guys are like, well, you're supposed to be telling us about mental health and, you know, educating us, like you said, and bringing awareness. But you are telling us what's going on in your daily life, or what are you going through in your relationship. Well, what you also need to understand is these things also play a gigantic role in mental health. They're called triggers. And, you know, we often have triggers, and I have a ton of them. Hang on one second. So basically, I've become obsessed with apple fritters from McDonald's, and they are so unhealthy. They are so greasy and sweet, but it's so good. Anyways, but yeah, triggers. There, I have a lot of triggers, and it really doesn't take much to trigger me, especially if I feel like I'm going into my dark place and I'm trying to fight my way out of that dark place. Anything can trigger me. Right now, my relationship is a big trigger for me. It's a big trigger for me. My ex, and I said my relationship, we're not together, but it's easier to just say my relationship. But my ex, she's a very big she is a very big trigger for me, and I don't think she understands that. And the way she's currently moving in her life triggers me. And something that I don't like, I realized years ago that it's never a good thing for me. In order for me to process, I need to not be alone. And I try to make this in any type of relationship, friendship, you know, family, relationship, any type of relationship for me. I try and let these people know, like, it's not a good idea for me to be by myself, because once I'm by myself, I get into my thoughts. And being in my thoughts, I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker who goes through depression and anxiety. I overthink all the time. I mean, all of the time. So it's being alone for me is a trigger, because it allows me time with myself and time to overthink. And you would think that people would take that opportunity as a time to reflect, and it's like, one second. Yeah, so I don't like to be alone and be in my thoughts because it's not a good idea. Like I was saying, you know, a lot of people actually like the time of being, like the idea of being alone, because it does allow you to reflect. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with being alone, but when you know that you are an overthinker and when you can't process what's going on at the moment, being alone is not a good idea. You should never leave anyone alone. So a big thing for me with my ex, with our relationship, was in the beginning she made me really feel like I had the support that I never had, that she was going to be there for me no matter what, that she would never turn her back on me, she would never give up on me. And I made it really clear, really clear, that it was not going to be an easy process, that I'm not going to be easy to deal with. Like, I have issues. And she was just like, yeah, you know, I'm up for the challenge. But over the course of our 3-year relationship, I still have been facing battles alone. And to add fuel to the fire, she is the type of person who likes to fight. So I learned with my mother that arguing with somebody that's not gonna let you get a word in, that's always right, that feels like the only voice that they want to hear is the one that's inside of their head, there's no point in arguing with that person. There's no point in arguing with that type of person. And it's really aggravating because in the end, you're not gonna get hurt either way. So if you're not gonna hear me, if you're refusing to hear me, if you're not gonna hear me either way, I might as well not talk. And one of our biggest issues was whenever we get into an argument, I let her talk by herself, because she's one of those type of people who will carry on a conversation. I mean, she you can't get a word in. She's always right. The only thing she wants to hear is her own voice. So it didn't go very well. She ended up putting her hands on me, and then from there started a never-ending cycle. But this video is getting pretty long. I don't want to keep it too long. I would definitely post a part 2 to this. So just stay tuned. Or you can also follow me on my TikTok. I'll put it in the description below. I might do a series on TikTok and do a full video on here. That way you guys, you know, can keep up with me on my social media platforms. So until next time.